Hello, everybody. It is Russ, and welcome back to Epic Pwnage News for NFL Recap Week 13. I took a couple-week hiatus, but I'm back in it tonight for Week 13. And starting off with Week 13's Thursday Night Football matchup, the Dallas Cowboys and the Seattle Seahawks. The offensive bright spot in this one was Dak Prescott, who kind of made a case for being in the MVP talks this week. Prescott finished 29 of 41 for 299 yards and 3 scores on Thursday Night Football, recording 3 big-time throws and no turnover-worthy plays. And even that stat line does him some injustice, as 4 of those incompletions were because of drops by his receivers. On the flip side of things, though, Geno Smith had a pretty damn good game as well. 23 of 41, 334 yards, and 3 touchdowns to only 1 interception. Seahawk rookie Jackson Smith-Njigba saw a season-high 11 targets against the Cowboys. He caught 7 of them for 62 yards and 4 first downs. The Ohio State product averaged 6.9 yards after the catch per reception on the night. Micah Parsons was held without a sack in this one, but his presence gave the Seahawks offensive line fits at times on Thursday night. Parsons notched 3 quarterback hits in one hurry. He recorded 6 pass rush wins that didn't result in a pressure, though. Overall, Seattle fought valiantly and kept it tight throughout the game, but a late push from quarterback Dak Prescott secured a 41-35 win for the Dallas Cowboys for their 14th consecutive home victory. Indianapolis Colts 31, Tennessee Titans 28. Samson Ebukam continued his major outstanding recent form, again proving to be a major factor as a pass rusher. He sacked rookie Will Levis twice, and pending grade review generated a 25.9% pass rush win rate after tying for the team lead in total pressures. This represented the second straight game with multiple sacks for Ebukam. Atlanta Falcons 13, New York Jets 8. Rookie spotlight here goes to the Jets. Jets as they held Falcons rookie running back Bijan Robinson mostly in check. He averaged just 2.9 yards per carry for 18 rushing attempts and was tackled in the end zone for a safety. He did add 26 yards on 3 receptions, though. Detroit Lions 33, New Orleans Saints 28. Saints wide receiver Chris Olave played despite suffering a concussion last week and had a big game. He caught 5 passes for 119 yards, including an ill-advised pass from Jameis Winston that was likely on its way to being intercepted. Olave averaged 3.71 yards per route run in the game. Houston Texans 22, Denver Broncos 17. Top 5 picks from the last 2 drafts combined for a big turnover for the Texans late in the third quarter. Will Anderson, the 3rd overall selection in the 2023 NFL Draft, tipped a Russell Wilson pass before Derek Stingley Jr. picked it off to make it 3 games in a row with an interception. Stingley recorded a 2nd interception in the 4th quarter, making a nice play to undercut a throw from Wilson to Sutton. Los Angeles Chargers 6, New England Patriots 0. This game was the most boring game out of the weekend. Nothing to really write home about except rookie wide receiver Quentin Johnston. He caught 5 of his 7 targets for 52 yards. He did drop a pass on a 3rd down, though, taking his season total to 2 drops on the year. Arizona Cardinals 24, Pittsburgh Steelers 10. Cardinals running back James Conner returned to Pittsburgh for the first time since leaving the Steelers organization and found his way into the end zone twice in the game. Tight end Trey McBride was a key factor and contributed for the Cardinals offense once again this week, coming up with a touchdown to go along with 8 receptions and 89 yards. Kyler Murray only had to complete 13 passes for 145 yards to lead his team to victory this week. Pittsburgh quarterback Kenny Pickett left the game in the first half and was ruled out with an ankle injury shortly after. Mitchell Trubisky stepped in at quarterback for the rest of the way, going 11 for 17 for 117 yards and a touchdown. George Pickens led the way in terms of receiving yards, hauling in 4 receptions for 86 yards, while Deontay Johnson scored the team's only touchdown on the day. Miami Dolphins 45, Washington Commanders 15. Dolphins edge rusher Andrew Van Ginkel read a Commanders screen pass like a book and jumped the route for an impressive pick 6 to put Miami up 17-0, effectively ending the game at the end of the first quarter. Emmanuel Ogbah continued his production in the unfortunate absence of Jalen Phillips, getting home for a sack on Sam Howell, who was under siege all game but only went down 3 times. Interior defender Zach Seiler was also in the backfield plenty and finished the game with 1.5 sacks. and a tackle for a loss. The Commanders' defense struggled to stop much of anything the Dolphins threw at them, allowing 6.9 yards per play, giving up a score on 6 of Miami's 9 drives. Tua was virtually unbothered, completing 18 of 24 passes, including deep bombs all day long that took a while to develop downfield. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 21, Carolina Panthers 18. Panthers' second-round wide receiver Jonathan Mingo led the team in receiving yards for the second straight week. Mingo brought in 6 receptions on 10 targets for 69 yards in the contest and resulting ultimately in a 3-point loss to the Buccaneers. And now the game everyone was hyped about this week, or at least I was really hyped up about this week, San Francisco and Philadelphia, not even close. San Francisco wins 42-19 in this one in Philadelphia, and all offseason long we were hearing, well, what if Brock Purdy had played the entirety of the NFC Championship game? What if Brock Purdy never got hurt? Well, now we know what would have probably happened if Brock Purdy hadn't gotten hurt. 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy was efficient in this game despite a ton of pressure early that virtually shut down the offense in the first quarter. He completed 19 of his 27 passes for 314 yards, 11.6 yards per attempt, with 4 touchdowns. Wide receiver Deebo Samuel backed up his trash talk during the week with 116 receiving yards on 4 receptions for 2 touchdowns. Also added 22 yards and a touchdown on 3 carries. Samuel forced a handful of missed tackles and also had phenomenal blocking in space from tight end George Kittle, among others. Running back Christian McCaffrey added 93 yards and a touchdown on 17 carries. Routinely converting on key third downs, San Francisco was unstoppable with 6 straight touchdown drives to close this game out in convincing fashion. The Eagles' elite wide receiver duo of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith certainly came to play, finishing with 8 receptions for 114 yards and 9 receptions for 96 yards and a touchdown, respectively. Smith took a shot after shot, but popped back up and fought for extra yardage on a handful of downfield snags. Without tight end Dallas Goedert in the lineup as he recovers from his forearm injury, the top-heavy nature of Philadelphia's receiving corps is highlighted, though they've been able to overcome it to this point. Los Angeles Rams 36, Cleveland Browns 19. Rams linebacker Ernest Jones recorded a game-high 15 tackles on the day. Jones is having a career year in terms of run defense, sporting an 86.4 grade on the season. And then the upset of the week this week, Green Bay Packers 27, Kansas City Chiefs 19. Packers wide receiver Dontavion Wicks caught 3 of his 4 targets for 43 yards and 2 first rounds on Sunday night. One of those receptions went for 15-plus yards, and he averaged an impressive 2.69 yards per route run. Second-year receiver Christian Watson suffered what looked to be a hamstring injury late in the game, so the Packers will need Wicks to keep stepping up if Watson is to miss time. Cincinnati Bengals and Jacksonville Jaguars. This game was a pretty good one. The game went into overtime last night. Cincinnati edged out Jacksonville 34-31 in this game. Bengals backup quarterback Jake Browning did everything his team needed him to do and more in just his second NFL start, finishing the game 32 of 37 for 354 yards and 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That stat line could have been even better too, as 2 of those incompletions were due to drops by his receivers. Browning posted just a 3.8 yard average depth of target, but averaged 9.6 yards per attempt, with 64.7% of his passing yards coming after the catch. He recorded 1 big-time throw with no turnover-worthy plays on first review. Also in the game, Trevor Lawrence went down with an injury to his leg. I have yet to receive an update on what's going on with him, but hopefully it's nothing serious as the Jags are looking to make that playoff push. They're still sitting at 8-4, still in good shape to win their division, but in order to make that playoff push, they're going to need a healthy Trevor Lawrence. Now we're going to go to our NFL standings for Week 13 as the playoff picture is shaken up drastically. So, starting off in the AFC East, you have the Patriots at 2-10, Jets at 4-8, Bills at 6-6, and the Dolphins at 9-3. In the AFC West, you have the Raiders at 5-7, the Chargers at 5-7, the Broncos at 6-6. Broncos have made a comeback in the last month or so, considerably the hottest team in the NFL maybe right now, and the Chiefs at 8-4. And then in the AFC North, you have the Bengals at 6-6, the Browns at 7-5, the Steelers at 7-5, both tied for second in this division, but both 2 games back of the 9-3 division-leading Ravens. And then in the AFC South, things are tightening up a little more, except the Titans are 4-8, but the Texans and Colts both tied at 7-5, just 1 game back of the division-leading Jaguars, who are now 8-4 with the loss against Cincinnati last night. The Commanders are now fall to 4-9 after this week. Giants fall to 4-8. Cowboys are 9-3 after the win over Seattle. And the Eagles are 10-2 despite the loss to the Niners. They still lead the NFC in total wins and still have that first seed at the moment. In the NFC West, you have the Cardinals at 3-10, the Rams and Seahawks both at 6-6. And the 49ers at 9-3. Seattle's schedule gets a little tougher going on the next couple of weeks, so they're definitely going to need a win somewhere down the line. They're going to have to get things clicking together, and it always seems when their offense is clicking, their defense is stagnant, and when their defense is clicking, their offense just looks lost. The Rams, though, have a pretty easy schedule of pretty good breaks coming up in their schedule. I think they still have yet to play the Eagles. No, they've already played the Eagles. That's my fault. Sorry. They have yet to play the Ravens, and they have yet to play. Still need to play the Niners for the second time. So they got some tough games coming up as well for them. But Seattle definitely has a tough next 2 weeks, though, with going on the road to the San Francisco 49ers and then at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. NFC North, the Bears 4-8, the Packers and Vikings both tied at 6-6. But both 3 games behind the division-leading Detroit Lions, who are 9-3. And then in wrapping it up in the NFC South, you have the Panthers at 1-11, who still don't own their first-round picks. So the Bears are definitely going to get 2 top 5 picks this year, it looks like. The Saints and Bucks both tied at 5-7, and the Falcons at 6-6. So the Buccaneers gained some ground with the win over Carolina, only 1 game back in the dreadful NFC South. So that is your NFL recap and NFL standings for Week 13. The playoff picture is starting to heat up a little more. And also, right before I end this video, I wanted to say thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. It really means a lot to everything that we do. We try to pump out the best NFL content that we can. I will definitely be trying to keep up on more of these NFL recap videos. You guys are amazing, and thank you guys so much for helping us reach our goal of 1,000. Yeah, no, we did not expect to hit it this soon, and we are grateful that we have. So thank you guys so much. And if you are new, please hit that subscribe button. Come join us. Do whatever you can to help us out. Like, share, and subscribe. Get our content out there, and hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully you keep enjoying them. And I will see you guys next week for NFL Recap Week 14.